Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a ionic bonding practice tutorial, and I'm just going to be giving you a couple of different practice problems, and then you'll solve them on a piece of loose leaf paper, and then we'll go over the steps of how to actually solve this problem. So let's go ahead and move on. So just a quick review of the steps. Mr. Kuzi made a video of how these ionic bonds work, and here are some of the steps. So you have to draw both of the atoms, determine if one or more atom is needed to balance the equation, to show the transfer arrows, and to redraw ions with charges. Alright, so this is our first problem. We're going to be doing calcium and fluorine. Now, to do this, to do this ionic bond, you're going to have to take one of these electrons right here and move it to the fluorine, which is right here. And that electron's going to be right there. Now, you still have this leftover one right here, and to make the calcium stable, you must put it in another fluorine atom. So I'm going to go ahead and make another fluorine atom. Go ahead and draw another fluorine atom, and then press play, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got my other fluorine atom up here, and we're just going to go ahead and take this atom and put it into our other fluorine atom over here. Now, doing that, again, it'll get rid of this outside shell, making this full shell its valence shell. And what we have done here is we have made each atom so that its valence shell, or its outermost shell, is completely full of electrons. So our next step is we're going to go ahead and draw the charges of the new ions. So what you're going to do is you're going to redraw each atom with its full valence shell. And when you've done that, you want to take your pen or pencil and draw these brackets around the new ion. And you'll do that for each atom, representing that it's an ion. Then you're going to write the charges. So calcium, or Ca, lost 2 electrons, so it's going to have a positive 2 charge. Now each of the fluorine gained 1 electron, and so it's going to have a negative 1 charge. Alright, so go ahead and move on. I will show you the next pair of atoms. Do the exact same thing. Press play when you're done, and we'll go over it. Alright, so this next one, we are going to be doing sodium chloride. And so go ahead and draw these down, solve the bond, and then press play on the video, and we'll do it together. Okay, so what you should have done is this is actually a really simple one, is you should have drawn the arrows and drawn the electron in its new spot. Now, remember, this is going to get rid of that electron, causing its second shell to become its outermost shell, and the shell to become full. So now both are happy, and now we have to write the charges. Okay, so for the charges, you're going to want to put the brackets around it, around your atom. Draw the atoms new before you put the brackets around them, so that you can see how it is right now. Then you're gonna put your brackets around them, and because sodium over here lost an electron, it's gonna have a positive 1 charge, and because chlorine over here gained an electron, it's gonna have a negative 1 charge. Alright, So I'm going to go ahead and show you the next one. Do the exact same thing. Press play when you're done. We'll go over it. Alright, so for this slide, we're going to be doing magnesium chloride. And for this one, it kind of looks familiar. In the chloride, we only have one electron that needs to be filled, but in the magnesium, we have 2 electrons that need to get rid of. So what we're going to have to do, again, is we're going to have to double the chloride. So go ahead and create a new chlorine atom, and then we will work on the actual movement of atoms. Okay, so I put this small little chlorine up here in the corner to make it so that I can get rid of this second electron on magnesium. So first what you're going to do is you're going to take this first electron, you're going to draw your arrows, and you're going to relocate it over here on the first chlorine atom. And then you're going to take the second one, draw your arrows, and then replace it over here on the second chlorine atom. Now, what this will do, again, I've gone over this again, but it's really important to remember, is it gets rid of this shell entirely, and then makes it so these other shells, over here and over here, are fully filled with electrons. Okay, so next step, you're going to want to draw your atoms anew so that they have the outermost shell with the full with all of the electrons filling up the shell. Then you're going to want to go ahead and draw your brackets and write your charges. Now for this one, you're going to do a positive 2 charge because it lost 2 electrons, and then a -1 and a -1 over here because it gained 1 electron. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so in this one, what you're going to want to do is you are going to do the exact same thing that you've been doing with everything else. You're going to draw your arrow, relocate the electron over here. Then you're going to draw your brackets, get rid of that other electron, or the valence shell. Write the charges, which is positive 1, and then -1 over here. And you've got your problem solved. Alright, so this one is going to be aluminum and oxygen. And on this one, you're going to see something a little different. So you have your 2 electrons over here, but you're also missing 2 electrons over here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take both of those electrons and move them to this position right there. So now you're just going to do the same as always. You're going to draw your brackets after you've drawn your new atoms. And you're going to write your new charges. +2, -2. Alright, so for this one, you're going to have to do something different than what we have done before. So before, we've had to double the second atom so that we can receive more than 1 atom. This time, we have to double the atom that's giving so that we can give away more than 1 electron. This is because we cannot make sulfur stable unless we give it another 2 electrons, and lithium only has 1. So we have to double our lithium atom. So what I've done is I've gotten another board template. I have quickly sketched in my lithium electrons, if you can see over in this small box right here. Now what we're going to do is now you're just going to do the exact same thing as if it were just a regular problem. you take your arrows and you draw your 2 atoms moving here. So draw all 3 atoms with their new valence shell, and then get ready to write their charges. Okay, so now we've got our atoms with its new valence shell. We're going to put them in their brackets, and then we'll write their charges. Now this is a -2 because it gained 2, this is a +1, and this is a +1 because it lost 1. Alright, so we've got one more. You've been doing great so far. So let's go ahead and move on and do this last one. Alright, so by now you should be able to do this pretty easy and quickly. So for this one, again, you're just going to take your arrow, draw your arrow over here, signifying that your your electron has moved. Why don't you go ahead and redraw your atoms with its new valence electron shell, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so now draw our brackets. Write our -1 charge and our +1 charge, and we have finished. Congratulations, you have done your practice. I hope that this all made sense to you. If you are still confused with ionic bonding, watch this video. It will help you. It will describe ionic bonding again. It'll explain in depth, and it gives you a couple of examples as well. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know I enjoyed creating it. I hope to see you in class. So here's the video. Go ahead and check it out. It's made by Tyler Dwight. If you cannot get this URL to work, go ahead and go into YouTube and type in Ionic Bonding Introduction, and you should see one by Tyler Dwight. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.